Today I'm going to teach you my universal wealth creation formula. Because when you understand this formula, you can create wealth in your life and in your business very quickly. And I define wealth as just the ability to live the life that's the most authentic to you without having to worry about if you'll have the resources to be able to do so. I often say that if you want to attract more wealth into your life, the person that you have to become has to become a wealthier person. So how do you do that, right? And that's what I'm going to teach you today by teaching you my universal wealth creation formula. This absolutely works. And if you're struggling either to, get your first few clients and make money, or you've hit a level of success, but maybe the satisfaction isn't there, maybe you're working way too hard for that success, I guarantee, because it's some element of this formula is not being implemented in your life, it's not being implemented in your business. What most people do is that they either get so mired in their story about why they can't do things, about why they can't take action, about why they can't get the help that they need, or they run around looking for all of these marketing tactics, all of these marketing strategies, because if they just have the right emails and the right copy and the right colors on their website, then everything is going to work out. And whichever one of these things you're caught in, whether it's your story, whether it's, really looking for that right marketing strategy and tactics, or whether it's both, if you don't understand this formula, neither one of those will really work for you, or they will only work for you up into a certain point, and you will start to lose steam. Your ability to keep moving forward will run out because you'll actually be working against who you are as a soul and who you are as an intuitive being. So I'm going to teach you the universal wealth creation formula today. There's 3 elements. I really encourage you to sit back, to watch this all through once and just absorb it, and then go back through and watch it again and take notes and really take stock of where it is that you need to make some shifts or where it is that you need to make some changes. Because what we know spiritually, right, is that we can have the exact level of wealth that we are ready to receive into our lives at any moment. That's what we believe spiritually, right? But then we get into the practical of our business and we don't see it. Or we get into the practical of our lives and it's not showing up. And we tell ourselves, it has to take a long time, I'm not good enough for it to come in, maybe I haven't worked hard enough for it to come in. So we start creating all of these stories around how what we know to be spiritually true can't actually show up, be embodied, and take root in our lives. And the reason that we do that is because we don't understand how to really put in place this formula. There's 3 parts to the universal wealth creation formula, and the first one is awareness. Now, I want you to stay with me because I know that this word is thrown around in spirituality circles, thrown around in business circles, and I actually want to take you to a deeper level here. So when we talk about awareness in terms of the universal wealth creation formula, what we are talking about is how aware are you of a couple of things. First, how aware are you that you can solve any problem that you have in your business right now, and that the universe will actually give you all of the tools and all of the resources that you need to solve any problem that you have in your business? If it didn't give you those tools, it wouldn't have given you the problem. The problem would not have presented itself in your life. And I'm going to talk more about all these in just a second. The second thing is free will. So what we know spiritually is that we have the free will to create anything that we want in our lives like that, to allow it to come in, to allow it to be created around us, right? So how aware are you of the level of free will that you have to make things different in your life and different in your business? And the third thing is action. How aware are you of which actions you need to take? And how aware are you that taking those actions will actually allow wealth to come into your life? So the level of consciousness that we bring to any problem, that we bring to any breakthrough, that we bring to any situation, or that we bring to any circumstance in our lives has everything to do both with how we experience that situation and the actual result that we get in that situation. So if you're bringing very limited awareness to your business right now, that's going to have everything to do with how you experience your business, meaning that you're going to experience your business as feeling hard. You're going to experience it as feeling very sticky. Energetically, you're going to feel like you're really moving against the grain in your business, and the results that you're going to get are very limited. right? So does that make sense? The level of awareness that you bring to your business is going to have everything to do with both how you experience it and with the actual result that you get in your business. This is so critical to understand. And here's how it actually plays out, and here's why you really need to get this if you want to create more income, if you want to get more clients, and if you want to do it in a way that feels good, and if you want to do it in a way that's sustainable. So how do we start to expand our awareness, right? Because that's really what it's all about. Well, the first way that we do it, the first opportunity that we have to expand our awareness in our business in terms of how we can create more wealth is we look at the problems that we have in our business, because they are our biggest teachers, they are our biggest learning opportunities, and the fact that we see them as problems is really just the way that we relate to them, right? Because it just says that we need to be over here, or something different needs to be happening in our business than what's currently happening. So what I want you to do, I want you to pause this video for a second, and I want you to write down what are the top 3 problems that you have in your business right now. So maybe it's, I don't have enough clients, the clients that I do have aren't paying me enough, and I don't have enough time. Maybe it's I don't know where to find the clients. Or maybe it's that you're not very productive, or maybe it's that you're mired in fear. Whatever it is for you, what are the top 2 or 3 problems in your business? Got it? Okay, great. So now that you know what the top 3 problems are in your business, I want you to apply this thought. You have the ability right now within you to solve those problems. Now, if you're saying, I don't know, one way that you might solve those problems is by finding somebody to help you, right? And that takes expanded awareness to do that, because most of us are raised with the belief system that if we don't do something ourselves, it's not valuable, right? So we get our self-esteem from doing things alone. But within each of these problems is the opportunity for an expanded awareness. Does that make sense? So these problems that you have, right, made mostly by the way that you relate to them, or mostly by the way of defining them as a problem in your life or in your business, actually carry an expanded awareness for you. And if you don't solve those problems, the problems that are in front of you right now, then you can't grow yourself, right? You can't expand yourself to really bring in the level of wealth that you desire. Because all of those problems, which hold an awareness, are an opportunity for you to expand energetically to get more of what you want. But if you don't solve those problems, what happens? You shut off universal flow, you shut off the flow of wealth creation in your life and in your business. So take some time with that. What is the awareness you need to start solving those problems? And if you don't solve those problems in your business, you won't expand your awareness far enough to actually create what you want. Here's how this works. The minute you say you want something, I want a 6-figure business, I want a multiple 6-figure business, I want to have a lifestyle business, I want to have some extra income for my family, I want to travel, I want to help people, whatever it is, the minute you say that, the universe says, okay, here's who you need to become in order to get that. Here are the problems you need to solve, which come bearing a greater level of awareness. And if you don't solve those problems, right, you don't become the person you need to become to have what you want. The second thing that you have to understand when it comes to being more aware, not only of the level of wealth that you want to create, but the level of wealth that you're actually capable of creating in your life, is free will. Right? We think we have unlimited free will, and at the level of spiritual truth, that's certainly true, but you only have the level of free will, just like you only have the level of ability to solve problems relative to your level of awareness, right? Let me give you an example. So we might know spiritually that we all have the ability to create an abundant life, we all have the ability to create a wealthy life, we all have the ability to create a successful life. But you don't walk up to somebody in extreme poverty and, lob that spiritual truth at them in almost a cliche way, right? Because they're not at the level of awareness either to solve the problems that they have in many cases or to exercise their free will. So I might say to you, you have the level of free will right now to create $1 million, because what difference does it make to the universe if it sends you $1, if it sends you $1 million, right? But if you don't have the awareness that that's really possible for you at the level of cause, at the level of deep spiritual understanding, even though intellectually you might get it, you're not able to create it. So I hope you see why it becomes so important for us to expand our level of awareness around how much free will we have. Now, part of the way you do that is by solving your problems, right? And finding solutions to those problems and finding the level of awareness that you need to be able to solve those problems. But the other way that you do it is by simply applying the principle that the more aware I become, the more free will I have to create my life the way exactly that I want it. For most of us, this means we really have to go back to childhood. We really have to go back to how we were raised and look at the belief system that was ingrained within us. Because we actually got a contradictory set of values. And your subconscious and your unconscious, by the way, is totally capable of holding a contradictory set of values at the same time. It absolutely is. And that's why if you don't go back and really heal some of these beliefs, you'll always be getting battered by the winds of circumstance, the winds of situation, the winds of hardship in your business and in your life. So most of us got a belief system that said two contradictory things. On the one hand, that we have free will and that we have personal responsibility and that we're responsible for our existence and our life and our success, right? That's one value system that most of us were raised at. But at the same time then, we got a contradictory value system, which was to blame everything outside of ourselves for why we couldn't really have that. Which is to say, we blame the economy, we blame our boss, we blame the education, we blame the opportunities that were available to us based on how we were raised. So do you see the contradiction there, right? You have free will, but only insofar as all of these other limiting variables outside of yourself, the economy, your family, the opportunity that's available to you, how you were raised, your level of education, the level of income that you were raised at, etc., 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 right, actually tempers your free will. Both those things can't be true, right? You either have free will to create your life the way that you want, or you don't. Or you don't. Now, you might be unwilling, to not exercise that free will because you don't want to solve the problems that are in front of you. It doesn't make you a bad person. It just means you won't have the level of success and the level of wealth that you ultimately desire in your life. Right? So we have to increase the amount of free will that we have access to. You have an unlimited amount inside of you, but if your awareness is limited, if it's not expanded, the amount of free will you have access to is extremely limited, right? And once you get this, then you can start to make the choices that you really want to make in your business. Because right now, all of the choices that you've been making about who to coach with, about how to market, about where clients are available to you, about what to charge, are tempered by the level of free will that you think you have, right? Because you think people will only pay you so much. You think that clients will only hang out in certain places. You think you need a certain amount of money to advertise, whatever it is. When you have unlimited free will, you get to do what you want in your business and you find opportunities everywhere you go. And by the end of this training, I'm going to show you how to see opportunity everywhere, and I'm going to show you how one opportunity flows into the next. So the second part of awareness is free will. The third part of awareness is action, right? And this is really easy to understand. If you don't have the awareness about what actions you need to take, then you're not going to get very far in your business. And a lot of people take action, they're busy, they fill up their day, they're doing all of this stuff, and it's not moving them forward. And of course it's not, right? Because they don't have this piece in place. They don't have the awareness of what they really want. They don't have the clarity around how to get it. They don't understand what really is authentic to them, because lots of people will say this or that isn't authentic to me, but if you lack awareness, you don't even really know what's authentic to you. So the third part of awareness is, are you willing to take the actions that you need to get what you want? Now, remember, I was telling you that in order to create more wealth, the person you are has to become a wealthier person, right? So what does that mean? Well, that means the actions are going to make you uncomfortable, because the actions are going to be what allow you to stretch and to grow into the person who is capable of getting what you wanted. If you were already capable of it, you would have it, right? Because the very minute you become the person who's capable of having what you want, you receive it. Right? That's just how it works. So are you willing to take the action necessary to get what you want? And that's a decision, right? And that's what I want to bring you to awareness to in this first step, that you have a choice there. Now, that choice may be no, I'm not willing to take the action that I want to get the things that I say I desire. That's okay. It doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't, but it also means that you'll continue to struggle, you won't achieve the level of success that you want, and you won't be satisfied with the wealth that you do have. So, universal wealth creation formula, the first part is awareness, and you get awareness by solving problems. As you solve those problems, you understand that you have a greater level of free will when it comes to the way that your life is constructed, which then allows you to take action from a more inspired place, so that everything you do starts to not only be more meaningful, not only be more transformative for others, not only make you more money than you've ever dreamed of, but you start to really become the being, the person, and the soul that I believe you absolutely came to this planet to be.